What's up, guys, and welcome to the Immerseus Fire Mage guide. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be going through and showing you exactly talents, glyphs, tips and tricks for every single boss in Siege of Orgrimmar. So again, the strategy may change a little bit between normal and heroic, but I'll try to cover all those things, okay? So your talent choices, again, for this fight, Living Bomb is really going to be your bomb of choice. The reason being is because Immerseus, the way that this fight works is on normal mode and heroic mode. Immerseus being your main target is single target, and there's nothing else out during this time. During heroic and normal mode in the intermission phases, okay, there are little ads that come out. Some people will Nether Tempest, but the problem is a lot of times the ads are too spread out to where if you're dotting more than 3 instead of single targeting and CCing them down, it's really not worth it that way. Some people have said that for heroic mode, when all the little ads come out, you can Nether Tempest a few of them, but again, remember your Living Bomb explodes upon one dying, so you do get a little bit of extra damage. At least I personally think so. When they're all grouped up like that in heroic mode, all the little ads, if you have a Living Bomb on them, your Arcane Explosioning, etc., I still think you push out a little bit more damage. Also, remember too that for your talent choices, Combustion, we always want to have that glyphed, especially for this fight. We want to have, I believe we want to have Arcane Explosion, because those little ads, those need to die extremely fast. Okay, not standing in the puddles and getting those ads down are paramount in the DPS check on this fight. You just need to make sure everything's stacked up, but you don't want to be standing in puddles, but you still want to be doing maximum DPS. So things like Flame Strike and things like Glyph of Arcane Explosion to make that Arcane Explosion hit all those ads from a little bit safer of a distance is going to help you live longer as well as do more DPS. As far as the final glyph or talent choice for this one, glyph choice actually for this one would be, a lot of people would take double blink, because that way if they're spread out across the room for killing ads in their little quadrant, you can blink back to where you're stacked up for phase 1. You can blink back quite a few times, twice over, and you're already back. The other one that I've seen people use if they want to be a little bit more aggressive is Cone of Cold, so that they can do a little bit more ad damage and really get those ads down nice and quick. Especially if this is farm mode, having that extra huge damage from Cone of Cold is a nice GCD right there to be able to just pump out a lot of damage onto those little ads. The other things that I've seen for talents is, let's see, Temporal Shield versus Ice Barrier. There is quite a debate on this one, especially for this fight. Temporal Shield I tend to use because I tend to spec a little bit more aggressively, but if you're having trouble during those intermission phases as the boss is about to reform and you're having trouble staying alive, being able to grab Ice Barrier is alright. However, that's why I take Greater Invis, so that way when I'm running back to where we're stacked up during the explosion phase of the reform, I can just pop my Greater Invis, run back, and I'm fine. I have pretty much 6 seconds to where I'm not going to get hurt. So I can negate that one entirely. I still have Ice Block, which I'm not using on this fight. So that's why I tend to go with Temporal Shield. But again, depending on how many reforms you're getting, may depend on how you play that out. Using Ice Barrier is a little bit safer, but again, it does cost you that GCD. So it's really up to you how safe you want to go play. That's really the only difference, though, is you could spec a little bit more aggressively with Temporal Shield, and you can spec a little bit more safely with Ice Barrier. It's really up to you. What you'll see a lot of mages do is during progression in this fight, they'll always take Ice Barrier, and then as the fight goes on, you get Temporal Shield out. However, remember that Temporal Shield with the damage reduction and the heal back is really nice to soak some of those waves, because then you're constantly getting that heal back. But like I said, it's not quite the damage absorption as Ice Barrier, so it's really up to you there. Going into this fight, again, most guilds are going to lust on the pole because Immerseus is easier as you go on to this fight, right? At least for DPS. You want to get him down initially to 0%, so that way you can get down into the transition phase and kill all those little ads. So making sure that you're lusting using your combustion macros, getting everything that you can up on the boss, and burning him down is really, really paramount. Again, if you're in heroic mode, then switching to the little ads, using your, Arcane Explosion, Flame Strike if need be, Cone of Cold if you've got it glyphed, and then throwing a Living Bomb up there to really pummel out some damage into those ads is going to be really, really key for you. But again, after that, you spread out to the quadrant you're assigned, kill and slow all the little ads, run back, so whether you're going to double blink, you can Greater Invis, you can Ice Block if you're not going to survive. All these things are different options for you as a fire mage in this fight. Hope you guys enjoyed this one, and as always, we'll see you in the next one.